Today, we're going to be spitting facts about the best draft classes from the 2021 NFL class. A lot of teams came out with a lot of value, but what teams came out with the most? That's what we're going to get in today. And Anish, you're our special guest. How about you kick us off, man?
At 3, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. And I talked with Rob off the air a little bit on the Justin Fields pick, but man, this is finally something that Chicago had. Like, Chicago's been starving for a quarterback, and to get a guy like him, in the first round, trade up for him, the 11th pick. Like, this is something Chicago's been starving for. Like, this is narrative-wise, this is all the tools, all the great things in the making. And, I love Justin Fields. He's my favorite Ohio State quarterback that I've ever watched, and I think he's going to be absolutely incredible for them. And another pick, they didn't have many picks after round 2, but that round 2 pick of Tevin Jenkins was honestly could be my steal of the draft, because I had him. I was very high on him. I think he's my 4th tackle in this class. And get him at pick 39 is very strong. He holds blocks. He's a power blocker, and he's definitely, as a second level blocker, probably one of the best in this class, if not right behind Sewell in that regard. Very talented, and he's very bulky and husky. So I like that pick for Chicago. Also, the Khalil Herbert pick wasn't that bad. I think, maybe to back up David Montgomery. Also, Daz Newsome out of North Carolina, I really liked. I think the Bears really killed it with the picks that they had, and also giving up 1 first, I think, to move up for Justin Fields. If he pans out, teams are going to be like, whatever. It was 1 first for your franchise guy.
So that's the cold, hard truth right there. B, what's your thoughts without giving away anything that we got going on?
I like the list a lot. Like some of the things that you did in detail, especially with Tevin Jenkins and the Bears. I like how you went into how this is what the Bears fans needed and what they really wanted. And they finally gave them the guy that's going to take this franchise to heights that it hasn't seen in God knows how long. So it's a very solid list, and I'm excited to get into ours. I'm going to go right into number 4, and we're going to the Chicago Bears. Anish talked about it a little bit. The Bears got what they deserved at quarterback, but there's something that people aren't seeing with this pick. Chicago is a tough place to play. You need somebody that can run the ball when it gets down to it, and the environment is really tough. And they finally got that with somebody like Justin Fields. And one of his biggest minuses through the draft process was being able to process defenses and make the right decisions. But they got drafted by Matt Nagy, and Matt Nagy is a smoke and mirrors type offensive coordinator. And what I mean by smoke and mirrors, I mean runs a lot of motions, RPO. And if you look at one of the most fascinating stats from this draft, Justin Fields had the least amount of RPOs of the first top 5 quarterbacks. So now he'll just get some time to get some easy throws, get things going, and be able to use his legs. He instantly fits the worst quarterback situation in the league. Tevin Jenkins is round 1 talent. He covers a massive need at offensive tackle. So that's a great pick. We talked about his size, his strength. He's really a round 1 talent caliber player. And this is one of the best 6th-round draft picks I've ever seen in my life. They had 3 6th-round picks, and they used it on Khalil Herbert out of Virginia Tech. He's a big play running back. They used it on Daz Newsome, who went to UNC, another big play receiver. And lastly, they used it on Thomas Grant, a cornerback out of Oregon, who I think can make some really good plays.
That's how you get into the top 5. And as you were talking about with the environment for Justin Fields, I think when you were describing it, it's all about how it is known as the Windy City. It's not the easiest place to pass. It's not the easiest place to kick field goals. And getting that mobile quarterback that can make plays on the ground and not need to throw it in the air is really going to be a pro for them going forward. But
I love the list. I think every pick you guys answered was true and true. I think the Bears analysis too on Justin Fields, I agreed with, needs a guy that, can, when the game slows down, can he perform at that level? And, when it gets windy or when, it gets in these colder conditions, he's used to it at Ohio State, at least in the games that he was played. So I think that's a great transition for a guy who's going to be playing in a quarterback hungry city.
Yeah, and that's a